Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And let me start by saying that I respect the work that you and Senator Crapo and Senator Warner did on the Gang of Six and continue to do. And you've done so at some political risk. And yet you're not the Budget Committee, and you don't have the ability to be able to do as we could do in this committee, take something to the floor for an up or down vote. Under the 74 Budget Act, we can do that. We can actually report something out with just 12 of us around this table. How many do we have right now? Let's see. Can we count you guys? We had 12 earlier. And then it's just mere majority. Because, again, the Budget Act provides for this special, expedited, and mere majority consideration of a budget proposal that comes out of this committee. So I think that's what we ought to be doing. And I actually think Senator Begich and then Senator Warner following him made the case, as well as anybody I've heard today, about why it's important to have a budget. Although Senator Begich isn't here to defend himself, I think he was kind of saying that BCA provides some of the budget discipline that is necessary on discretionary spending. He also talked about the need for a long-term plan and a blueprint for the future. And you think about it, I mean, over 60% of the budget this year is mandatory spending and interest on the debt. So, I mean, just looking at it in those terms, hard to say that BCA, even if it was a 10-year plan, not a plan for a year, and then look at it again next year, is a plan that gets at our problem. It also happens to be the fastest growing part of our budget, the mandatory side. So, look, it's been noted here, it's been 1,000 days since the Senate last enacted a budget. $4 trillion later, here we are. I'm not saying that's the only reason we're here $4 trillion later, but it sure would be nice to have a plan. By the way, during that time, more than $33,000 in new debt for every household in Ohio, in North Dakota, and all of our states. So I think everything that I've heard today, and I've listened carefully to everybody, argues for us to come up with something, a blueprint, and I commend the chairman for trying to move something through the process. I liked your comprehensive presentation this afternoon, charts and all. I didn't agree with everything that you said toward the end when you got into the substance of the proposal. I think you laid out the problem well, and frankly, I think Senator Sessions did the same thing. I think you all agree with the problem. And you have a little different ideas on the solutions. I will tend to agree with more Senator Sessions on some of the issues, but we should have that debate, and we should have the amendment process here in this committee, and then take it to the floor. I like the tax reform proposals you have in there, the federal retirement program reforms you talked about. I think it's a step in the right direction. The tax increases, as part of tax reform, I actually, as I analyze it, is closer to $3.5 trillion. You say it's about $2.4 trillion. That's a debate we ought to have and a discussion that we ought to have. Like Simpson-Bowles, I'm concerned that it doesn't get at the health care spending costs, and particularly the new costs that have been incurred because of our new federal health care legislation that is going to cost trillions more over the next 10 years, and we see higher numbers, seems like every other week now. Senator Whitehouse talked about that earlier. His concern that we aren't really getting at the core issue really with spending when you include Medicare, Medicaid, and the costs of the new health care bill to the federal government. So that being said, I do have some concerns, but if this is the proposal that the chairman's putting forward, I think we ought to use it as a starting point for the committee and go ahead and mark it up. And again, all we need is 12 votes to get it to the floor. And then once we get it to the floor, people talked about a vote-a-rama and how that could be political. Well, it's always political in this place, but ultimately we'd have to vote. We'd have to come down one way or the other. So with a $15 trillion national debt, on course to add another about 10 during the next decade, with the president's budget about 11, with 10,000 of us Americans retiring a day now and moving into Social Security and Medicare, systems that are headed toward bankruptcy if we don't make these reforms. It's time to act. People talked a little bit today about what's going to happen at year end. We have this confluence of sequestration and a $4.5 to $5 trillion tax increase, a debt limit again. You know, the Secretary of Defense has called the defense cuts catastrophic. He said it would hollow out the force. So again, Senate Budget Committee should provide some fiscal direction here with a blueprint, and we should do it now because it is such a critical time. The House did do its job. There's been a lot of talk about that today. Some members on the other side criticized the House budget. That's their right to do it, but they should also acknowledge that they actually wrote a budget, voted on it, a lot of amendments. On the floor, actually, it's interesting, they had several budget proposals. I think they had 7 that they voted on. And they covered the political spectrum. And there was debate, there was argument. People disagreed with each other, but in the end, they called the votes, and they passed a budget for the United States of America. And if we would do the same and get something into conference, we would have that blueprint. We've missed the deadline on April 1st, and for our committee, April 15th for the full committee, for the full House. That's meaning that we've already missed our statutory deadlines, but that's okay. We can still move forward, and I think it's time for us to do it. We need to be sure that as we're doing this, we think about its impact on the economy, and I think we'll have some disagreement on that. Some folks in this committee have made the point that we can't cut much now because if we do, that it'll slow the economic recovery, which is a weak recovery, the weakest since the Great Depression if you look at the lack of jobs. I would argue just the opposite. It's all the more reason to do it, to add certainty and predictability, and to be able to give our economy a needed shot in the arm through some of these reforms we've talked about today, including tax reform, which is one of the few ways economists, right, left, and center, agree that we could help stimulate economic growth. Senator Begich talked about that at some length before Senator Wyden got here. He took credit for your legislation, Senator Wyden, but it's true that, you know, there are things that we can and should do in the context of a budget that don't have to do with setting caps. They have to do with policy, and that's primarily in the area of tax reform and entitlement reform. So we need that fiscal blueprint. I think the chairman's budget could be a first step. I urge him to move forward with it. Let us have the debate here in committee. Let us see if we can find 12 votes, take it to the floor, and challenge the Senate to stop abdicating its responsibility.